Hello there. Everybody in the house. Okay, perfect. Perfect. We're all over here now. Let's just see if we can get more light. If you get more light. No? No more light. We don't have any more light here. Alright, perfect. So basically, let's just wait around like 1 or 2 minutes over here. I'm just trying to set this thing up. I'm trying to set this up perfectly. Nice wallpaper. Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's pretty good wallpaper. So basically, the thing. So what happened was, I was going to stories, right? I was going to stories. Someone sent me an image. I'm like, okay, what is this? And it was like Sean talking about something. So I said, okay, you know what? Let me go see what happens. So I have a troll account, right? I have a like an unknown account because like Sean has blocked me and like all his friends have blocked me too. So I use that account to go and see what's going on. So not only he's going after, let's say, Bernie, John Dolly. Now Bernie and John Dolly, I think they need to grow some balls. They really need to grow some balls and really start like standing up to the guy, because he just walks all over them, man. And I don't know why. He just walks all over them. They just like quiet, like no retaliation. And then there was an instant where he was going off with Ben. He was going off for somebody else, and then he was saying he was going off with Wicks Don't Lie. Well, at that point, when I saw that, this was after I posted the announcement of IG Live tonight. So when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute. I mean, this is someone who's going after everybody, in his drug, like whatever the case is, right? Let me tell you this: when they started the whole marketing, their whole marketing agenda, it's all out in the open. It's all out in the open. We know about the money from Dubai. We know where it went. We know about the Saturn accounts, Venus, Mars, like all these 4 planetary accounts. We know about that, where they went with the algos. We know about the trader's domain account. Where it went, the whole thing. Which went up to 600,000 and then came down and then stopped. So you have to ask yourself, where did this go? We know about the office. We know about the leads of the office. What's going on there? We know about the custody battle. We know about like it's basically that's besides the topic. All that is besides the topic. That's just like, that's not relative to what we're to talk about today. We're here to talk about what basically led me to have consistent months. March, April, May, June. 4 months, all documented on my Instagram highlights. The only reason I think the way this consistency was found was just because focusing on just 1 to 2 trades a day. That's it. I say it every day. Like guys will talk about, oh no, you need to be on a different psychological level to achieve the results, or you have to be on a different mind frame where the governments are, they're planning heists against you, and then you are the pawn and you are the sheep. You are this is that. Listen, all these things, they don't matter. Any motivational talks, if you listen to any motivational, like videos you watch, those things don't work. In trading, those things don't work. Like, of course, like let's say if you're a fighter and if you're listening to some motivational talk, then yeah, for sure, like motivational talk is going to work perfect. Let me just change locations here. Let me change locations here. Let's change this location here. Let's just sit. All right, basically, we can't change locations, so we're just going to stick to this location here. The locations are not changeable. Okay, Perfect. Looks good. Yeah. So like the main thing was the main thing is basically just knowing what are you going to execute on, right? Because let's say you start in the morning, right? You start in the morning, you're looking for a trade, you take a trade and you win the trade. Once you win the trade, I believe that there are people here, right? Right now we have around like 400 people. I believe that 90% of the time, most of you people are taking positive trades in the morning. Your first trade is the positive trade. You take that positive trade and then you stick on the charts. You stick to the charts, you start looking at price action, you start looking at some other pairs, and then your buddies wake up, you start talking to them, and then you're like, okay, well, I guess we have another trade over here. Yeah, so I guess we have another trade over here. So then what happens is you're like, okay, perfect. Let me just look at this trade. And now once you're looking at the trade, mentally, you're plugging yourself into that trade, right? Mentally, you're thinking, okay, you know what? I've had the positive trade, and now maybe I want to take another trade. Maybe I want to see this opportunity. And once you click on that opportunity, you are locked in. Your profits from the morning, they are locked in that trade. If you lose that trade and if you lose your profits, now you've lost profits for the day. And once you've lost those profits for the day, no matter if you take mushrooms, you take ayahuasca, you take some other mind-altering drugs you want to do whatever you want to do, the only reason you've lost those profits now is because you took another opportunity risking the profits from the morning. You really, really have to understand that part. Right? You really have to understand that part. Sometimes when you take 1 or 2 losses, you want to take another trade and take a third loss. Why? Why? Like last week, I made around $5,300. Last week, $5,300. On Tuesday, I took 2 losses. Right? Tuesday, I took 2 losses. Thursday, I took 2 losses. Right? Thursday, I took 3 losses. Three losses back to back. One was in Asian session and 2 were in New York. Right? 2 losses. And the only reason what that would have really fucked up my whole week would have been if instead of taking 2 losses, I would have taken another trade and taken a third loss, and then a fourth loss. That would have really risked, my profits for the week. But I decided, okay, you know what? No, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let that happen. In the past, I have let that happen. Like a lot of you people, man, you guys are really good traders. You have amazing, amazing analysis. I believe, if not 100%, maybe 90%, considering the fact that 10% maybe not be related to trading or 10% don't even trade. I think that 90% people in here, you always have good analysis. You always have good analysis. And whenever you take a trade, it hits your stop loss and boom, goes back in profit. Every time, or most of the time that happens. The only reason that's happening is because you're not looking at it in a way to see, okay, it hit my stop. Why? Where could I have possibly put that stop? Where it would have been safe. Where it would have been safe. Where would I have put that stop that it would have been safe at that position, and you would have said, okay, you know what? If this happens tomorrow, I'm going to be ready, and I'm going to put my stop here where it should have been, and then we would have had a nice trade. No one does that. No one does that. I don't know why. Like when you guys take a loss, you're like, okay, fuck it. You know what? I'm going to avenge the market. I want to take a revenge from the market. That's not going to happen, because then you're really getting emotional into the trades, right? You're letting emotions attach themselves to the market. That's what happens. That's what happens. Trust me. Like when it's time for you to close the charts, you're still going to look at the charts. For some fucking reason, you're still going to look at the charts, and for some fucking reason, you're going to take another trade. And then you take another trade. It's like when someone on Instagram says something bad about you, right? Says something bad about you, instead of rising up, instead of being the better man, you stick to that person. You start arguing. You start fighting with them. You start attaching your whole self to that person. And that's what you guys do with losing trades. When you lose a trade, you attach yourself to that. You're like, oh, fuck no, man. I'm going to get you this time. You just attach yourself to that. No, that's not the way. When you take a losing trade, when I take a losing trade, I take my eyes off the chart. You know, like on the live streams, you guys see me like when I take a losing trade, I'm like, oh, okay, perfect, okay, perfect because I followed my risk management. So perfect, you know, perfect. I followed my risk management. Oh shit is when you did not follow your risk management. That's when you say, oh shit. You know, I should have followed my risk management. You know, and that's not that thing is not going to go away by smoking some amazing drug, ayahuasca, DMT, mushrooms. No, all that is not going to help you. You know, I mean, this obscene talk about mental clarity and this and that, and like being connected with the upper being, and all this like magic hocus pocus, man. That thing is not going to stop you from over trading. Do you understand this, right? You understand it, right? No matter what kind of meditation you do, meditation is not going to stop you from over trading. How come you're still over trading? You know, how come you're still over trading? You know, no meditation, man. Listen, you know what I used to do? I used to trade, right? I used to trade and I'd take losing trades and I'd say, okay, you know what? I need to go pray. That's what I need to do. I need to go and pray. So I would go and I would pray. I would pray and I'd come back. I'd take another trade and I'd take another L. You know, and I would take another L. And the reason why, I'll tell you the reason why I would take another L. And I would take another L because I'd be trading at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, 2 p.m. in the afternoon, 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and I was taking L's all day long. The only reason I was taking L's in the afternoon is because the market moves differently in the afternoon than what it does in, let's say your New York Open, your London and New York overlap. Basically, you know, it moves differently in those two times, right? If you guys see me right now, you know, I think I have a pretty good kind of like a muscular figure. You know, I'm pretty proud of this. I've been doing a lot of skipping. I've been doing a lot of handstands, you know, and if Sean Lee wants to throw these hands, man, he's welcome. Boom, 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 you know? He's welcome to throw these hands. We're going to put like a ticket. This is going to be a ticket. This is going to be a fight with me and Sean Lee. We're going to be in a ring. The ticket is going to be probably like $10, you know, $15. And if you guys can't make it, we're probably going to have like a PPV. So it's going to be PPV. No, actually, no, it's going to be streamed on YouTube. My live stream. It's going to be, we're going to have a London session, and that's going to be done. Oh, we're going to hijack Monty's live stream. And it's going to be me and Sean throwing like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, you know? So I think you guys should put your money on me. Like, look at this. Look at me, man. This is Gas Monkey. So anyway, back to trading, psychology. It's basically very simple, you know? So, well, at the same time, what you can argue is like, okay, man, like, listen, I have a $200 account. You know, all my $200 account followers over here, put your hands up. With the $200 account, please stand up. Please stand up. You know, so when you have smaller accounts and you can afford to have a larger account, so we have two categories, right? One category of people are who only have $200 to put towards trading, right? The other category is who have $200 and they have the ability or they can afford to put in more money, like let's say 500 more or 1,000 more or like 2,000 more, you know, so that's another group. So the group which only has $200 to put in, man, I'd say it's going to be a very, very long grind. I mean, the grind is going to be very long. It's going to be very hard because the thing is, like, if you're trying to focus on 10% a day on like a $200 account, that's $20, you know. 10% a day is a lot of risk. 10% a day is like risking $1,000 on a $10,000 account. You know, numbers may seem like, oh, you know, it's just 10,000, but when you have 10,000, man, 10,000 is $10,000. You know, $10,000 in an account is $10,000. You understand this, right? So that's a lot of money. So you need to understand the percentages, you know. So when you're starting off with a smaller account, it's like you're building a foundation. You're building a foundation from the ground level, you know, from the ground level, you're building that discipline to focus on maybe like 2%, 3% a day. You're building that discipline from the ground level. And by the time you reach like $1,000 account, or let's say you do good at your work and you get a bonus, you put in $500 more. And, you know, so now at that time, you've built the discipline. Right? You've built the discipline, you've built the foundation, and now you can start building up more. You know, now you can say, okay, you know what? Now I'm going to put in $1,000 more, and then I have the discipline, and I'm going to keep on growing it, right? A lot of people now here, We have around 454 people. A lot of people, you've compounded accounts. You have compounded accounts and then you've blown them up. In maybe like a matter of 2 days, 1 day, news, whatever the case may be. You've just gone off the rails and it's all gone. That's happened to you. That used to happen to me too. And the only reason why that used to happen was because I'm losing my track of mind over here. Because the only reason you're losing the accounts is because you're just getting in a cycle of like madness. I think it's just like, it's the switch that goes off in your mind. And once that switch goes off in your mind, you just go down this whirlpool of like crazy actions where you're taking a trade, you're losing, you take another trade, you're losing it again, you take another one, you're losing it again. And by the time you're done, you've lost most of your profits, off that compounded account. And I believe that once you're compounding the account successfully, I think it's really important for you to withdraw money. Withdraw money. So withdraw money. So you need to keep withdrawing your profits. That's really, really, really important, because trust me, man, like once you withdraw even like, let's say $50 a week, that $50 is $50. That's $50. Like once you don't feel that withdrawal, you're not going to chase it. That's the thing. Because once you're compounding, think about this, right? Once you're compounding, you're chasing that compounding, right? You're chasing only that compounding. Trading is filled with 3 parts. The first part is where you actually execute the trade. The second part is compounding, where you're chasing compounding. And the third part is withdrawing, when you're chasing withdrawals, right? If you don't do a withdrawal, you're not going to know what it feels like to chase it. Every morning I come through the charts, I know I'm going to fight with banks, I'm going to fight with traders, I'm going to fight with institutions, I'm going to fight with news, I'm going to fight with all this madness happening in the market, and I'm chasing a withdrawal. I know what withdrawals feel like. They feel awesome. Like if you're withdrawing, let's say $50 a week, that's like $200 a month. $200 extra dollars a month. Once you withdraw once, you have to compound to do a withdrawal. That's why you're trading. You're not trading to compound money. Man, if you're just compounding and you tell someone that you made this much money, you made that much money, man, you made fuck all. You made jack shit, because you just compounded and lost it all. You never did a withdrawal. You made jack shit. If it didn't come to your bank account, you made nothing. So, you really have to understand the differences, because it's really important. Sometimes guys say, oh yeah, you know what, like, no, I want to compound my account to a certain number. Why? What's the rush? If your bills are paid from your job, this is a hobby. And if you're withdrawing small amounts, like, okay, let's put it this way, right? Once I started withdrawing 500 a month, that 500 turned to 1,000 a month. No, 500 a week. That 500 a week turned to 1,000 a week really quick. 1,000 a week turns to, so it took me a month from going 1,000 a week to 2,000 a week, right? It took me 2 weeks to go from 2,000 a week to 4,000 a week. 2 weeks. Once it starts to come in, it comes in super fast and super furious. Trust me on that. So you really need to start really saying that, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to chase compounding, or am I going to chase a withdrawal? You need to chase a withdrawal, because chasing withdrawals is what's going to put money in your pocket. Compounding is just going to put money in the account, and then you're going to be chasing compounding. Once you're chasing compounding, man, there's a very high chance you're going to lose that money. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like I compounded my account for the first 2 weeks of June. I made around like $30,000. First 2 weeks of June. After that, if you go look at my highlights from June, I lowered my lot size. I lowered everything. Okay, yeah. So I lowered everything. I lowered down my risk. I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm good. If I'm up 30,000 for the month, that's a lot of money. That's mind-blowing money. You guys don't, Man, people don't understand how much $30,000 is. You know, once you get $30,000 in your account, once it grows by 30, that's 30,000 is 30,000. You know, people throw numbers like, oh yeah, I did 400,000, I did this much. That's a lot of money. You know, people don't understand this. I remember when my first $4,000 withdrawal came in the bank, I was shocked. You know, my bank account went from $8,000 to $12,000. You know, do you know what that, like from 8,000 to 12,000? And then I knew, okay, next month it's going to increase by maybe 5,000 more, you know, or 6,000 more. So just imagine you're waking up, you're looking at your bank account, your fucking phone app, you know, you're looking at a phone app and it's increasing. And I just don't know why people don't find that amazing. You know, like, I don't know why people don't withdraw. Like, you guys run up accounts. You don't withdraw. You don't want to see your bank account go up? Fuck, man. Fucking, that's just some stupid shit. Compounding. Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, like, there was one thing we were talking about, this Astro Accelerated. Let me tell you what Astro Accelerated is all about. So you guys have heard about FTMO, right? It's like a luxury version of FTMO. So in FTMO, you basically pay $500, you know, to get a $100,000 account, and then you trade on the $100,000 account. And if you follow the risk parameters, you know, if you follow the risk parameters, you pass this test. You pass it. And once you pass it, you can start withdrawing that money, and then that's your money. That's how FTMO works, basically. It does withdrawals, whatever, you know. It's all good. I don't want to get into that. Now, Astro Accelerated is, so FTMO costs 500, right? Astro Accelerated costs 5,000 pounds. You know, if you have 5,000 pounds, you can give that to Astro Accelerated, and then you're going to get an account to trade, you know, and then you're going to trade that account. You're going to trade an account. And then if you follow the risk parameters they give you, you might be able to participate in a 2 million pound account, right? You might be able to participate in the 2 million pound account. That's what Astro Accelerated is. You know, there you pay 5,000 pounds, you know, you like, and then, or an FTMO, you pay $500, you know. So, euros, 500 euros. That's basically what it is. And I'm just like, what? It's just, yeah, you know, that was amazing. Okay, so let's answer some questions here. Let me just get my phone cover. Let me get my phone cover, mate. Let me get my phone cover. Can't find my phone cover. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. Found my phone cover. Got battery in the phone too, mate. You know what? The funny thing is, when I first started trading, Astro FX, I used to be like, oh wow, man, these guys are sick. You know, these guys are amazing. These guys are awesome. I mean, sure, like they're awesome, but it is what it is, right? All right, let's just see here. Man's eating too many mangoes. I actually have 12 mangoes right now. I have 2 dozen mangoes in my fridge here. Okay, so let's see if we can answer some questions here. But hey, remember guys. Okay, let me just remove this phone cover. Remember guys, do remember the fight that we're gonna have. It's gonna be me and Sean. It's gonna be me and Sean pay-per-view. You know, we're gonna go 1-2, 1-2, boom, boom. You know, 1-2, 1-2. That's what we're gonna go. We're gonna go 1-2, 1-2, boom, boom. Bro, you have to be a robot in this. Yeah, I mean, you have to be a robot to some extent, right? To some extent, what I mean is like, if you just focus on 1 or 2 trades a day, that's it. That's key. That's key. You know, when people talk about, oh no, you know, I'm a day trader, what does that mean? What does man mean? Like, whenever you tell somebody that you trade, what's the first thing they ask you? You know, or what's like the first, if not the first, what's the second thing that goes through their mind? You know, whenever you tell them, oh, I'm a day trader, you know, they're like, oh, I heard everyone loses, right? Right? That's what they say. Oh, I heard everyone loses, right? And then you're like, oh, no, it's okay. And deep inside, you know, you're over trading, you're losing, and you know this guy's right, you know, but you're still stuck because trading is so addictive, you know. And the reason why they say that most people always lose is because that's true, and it's true because, I mean, no one can control themselves, you know. And you don't need ayahuasca, you don't need mushrooms or DMT or meditation to learn how to control yourself. It's basically, if you're going to take 3 trades or 4 trades, there's going to be a higher chance you're going to have a losing streak. That's it, you know. But if you take 1 trade or if you take 2 trades, there's a less probability you're going to have losing trades, and then you're going to have winning trades, you know. The best, okay, so basically from this year, what's been happening is I've been posting all my trades, you know. I've been posting all my trades on Instagram. If you go look at my highlights, you'll see all the trades taken in March, April, May, June, trades, verified live account, withdrawals as well. And if you look at the losses, all the losses are very, very small losses, you know. And the reason why the losses are very, very small is because I've been focusing on how to keep losses small, you know. Even though if my win rate is the same, even though if I'm catching the same pips when my winning trades, I'm focusing on how to keep losses small. Because if you can focus on keeping losses small, your winners are going to look bigger, right? Your winners are going to look bigger if you focus on keeping losses small. And it works. And the only reason it's not going to work if I start over trading and if I start over risking. How high are you? I don't smoke. What kind of question is that? Raja gets high in trade. No, man, I don't do that. It's funny because I asked Sean to trade off, but he declined. You know what? Sean is a good trader. He's a good trader. He ran up a $5,000 account on Traders Domain to $600,000, and then he blew it. You know, he blew it. Started over trading. I think he got caught in the whole, like, you know, GPJPY down and up. He got caught in that, and before he blew it, he unplugged it. You know, and then I don't know what the fuck happened. After that, they've just been like downhill. You know, going off on some exploration, coming back, getting hair transplant because he looks bad. Like, I don't know what's going on. Raja, should I keep held my gold sell? I think gold, I don't know about gold. I'm not really trading gold. All right. I'm not, people are saying I'm high right now. No, not at all. I don't smoke weed. Sorry, guys. I don't do that stuff. Okay, so what's this? I'm gonna watch. I want to see if there are any questions. Let's answer some questions, some trading questions. Let's see here. This is. I actually did forget the topic. Yeah. So all right. Why is everyone talking about? Why is everybody talking about this stuff? I'm not even sure if there are any questions here. I'm trying to see if there are any questions here. Overtrading comes from having a strategy that doesn't filter out. Oh, you know what? You know what's another thing? Another problem? Another problem is when people switch mentors or when they switch strategies. I'll tell you why it's bad. Let me just find something over here. I'm looking for a specific thing over here and I can't find it. Should be. Where did it go? Oh, looks like it's not here. Yeah, looks like. Yeah, it's not here. It's not here. So basically, when you start with a strategy, right? When you start with a strategy, now every strategy has a probability. Every strategy has a probability that it's going to be a winning strategy or it's going to be a losing strategy, right? And if you think that, okay, this certain strategy has a winning probability, you're going to stick to that strategy, you're going to have a few wins. And the moment you have this one loss, the moment you have that one loss, you're like, oh man, you know what? Now since you're an overtrader, and since you have that one loss, now you're going to take another trade. And then you have another loss, and then you're going to take another trade, and then you're going to have another loss, and then you're going to start questioning this strategy. You're going to really start questioning the strategy. You're going to start doubting yourself. Once you start doing that, now you're going to find another strategy, or you're going to go find another mentor. You're going to do that, and once you do that, now you're learning something else. And now that new learning has its own independent probability of wins and losses. And now what you're going to do is you're going to mix the old stuff with the new stuff and combine it. Once you combine that, you are fucked. Man, you're fucked at that point. Because now what you've done is you combined two different strategies and you've combined their independent outcomes together. And now it's gotten even bigger. Now you're in a deep fucking mess. Because now things are just going to start falling apart, and then you're going to find someone else, you're going to pay him, you're going to find someone else, you're going to pay him, and then you're going to go like, oh, like what's going on? Like when people come to Market Fluidity, they tell me that they have been through these hoops and bounds to find Market Fluidity. And I always say, you know what? This is going to be your final frontier. Like every lost soul, every lost ship comes and lands on the Market Fluidity planet. And the only reason is because I follow, or I just focus on very minute specific things, and that's it. And that's it. I lead by example. I want to show people, hey, like, you know what, this is possible. It can be done. It's 100% possible, man. We just bought a house for $849,000 in Milton. $849,000. And the down payment was about it was $169,000 cash plus fees, which was like $12,000 plus mortgage agent fee. So $169,000 plus $12,000 is 79, 80, 81, $181,000, around like $188,000 cash just to get that house. Down payment plus the fees, $188,000. Forex, just trading, man. Just trading. Had huge debts, paid those debts in May, got those debts done. In May, got those debts done, just trading. Focus 1 or 2 trades a day, spent a year and a half just grinding $200 a day, $300 a day to be able to grind, $4,000, $5,000 a day. Just Forex, no job. I'm like the black sheep of the family, right? In my home, like, my mom has, she has certificates, she has degrees. She has my brother's degree on the wall, my other 2 sisters' degrees on the wall, and in the middle, they have a picture of me, they have a picture of me, right there. I'm like, man, look, like, this picture looks so good, so I'm like a black sheep of the family, dropped out, it was just like a big pain, big mess, but look where we are now. It was just trading. Before, I couldn't even imagine doing this. We planned on buying a house next year in 2021. 2021 or maybe 2022. Maybe 2022. In 2020, March, amazing month. March, April, amazing month. May, amazing month. And it just happened. We could do it. It happened. Forex is possible. It 100% works. That's why we do the live streams every morning just to show you that, hey, you know what? Some weeks you're going to have bad weeks, but you really have to focus on your downside. You have to be on the defense all the time. When price is coming close to drawdown, you boom, you knock it off. You know, you knock it out, and you knock it out with the other hand, and then the other hand. It's very important. And if you don't, if you can just master in keeping your downside low, man, your winners are going to start looking bigger and bigger. You know, that's what people don't do most times, but it's 100% possible. It works. The examples are around you, man. Like, look around you. There's so many examples. Well, you know what? Let me tell this something. What I've been posting since March, April, May, June, nobody has been doing that. Nobody. You know, all these people who talk about, oh yeah, we know about the grind, they don't know about the grind. Nobody knows about the grind. You know, we've been on the YouTube live streaming every morning since August 2018. Since August 2018, oh man, it's going to be 3 years. You know, it's going to be 3 years here now. And since August 2018, we've been doing this every day just to show that if you show up every day at the same time, it's 100% possible. 110% possible. You know, just don't overtrade, don't over risk. Give it like 6 months. You know, give it like 6-7 months. 6-7 months is nothing in the grand scheme of things, man. People don't even get promotion in 6-7 years. You know? All right. People are talking shit here about me. I'm going to kick everyone out. Hold on. Yeah, I think my rant is done here for today. Wow, so many messages. I haven't even been reading all these messages here. Wow, it's just going on and on and on. Holy. One last question. Varun Teri Maan. What leverage do you recommend when using? Okay, last question I'm gonna answer. What leverage do you recommend using when you first start out? Okay, very, very important question. What leverage do I recommend when start out? I think, okay, here's the thing about leverage, right? When we started trading, I thought that the more leverage, you know what I was trying to find out? I was trying to find a lighter because I found a little joint there. Oh, shouldn't have shown that to people. Yeah, so basically, I knew that okay, 500 to 1 leverage is higher leverage, and the higher the leverage, the better it is. And no, that's not better, because if you have a higher leverage, that gives you the ability to risk like I'd say like 60% of your account at any given time. That in one trade, the system is going to allow you to be in a 60% drawdown. You know, that's a very high drawdown. If you have a lower leverage, the system will limit you to the amount of risk you can put on the trade. You know, or at any given time. Let's say if you have a leverage of, let's say, 10 to 1. 10 to 1 means that maybe you can at most risk like 15%. At most 15 to 20% before the system says, hey bro, listen, you got a lot of drawdown running right now, so if you don't do something about it, we're going to close this ourselves. You know, and that's what lower leverage does. It's kind of like protects you, it saves you from yourself. You know, but if you have a higher leverage, oh boy, that's like looking straight into a tank, tank barrel, you know, where the missiles come from, like. So that's what it is. I hope that answers your question about leverage. I tried my best to explain it as simple terms as I can. Someone is saying, okay. All right. No, I don't smoke. Okay, guys, take care. Thank you for showing up today. I think we had a very educational session here. We rose above the ranks of people realizing that they need mental health, some mental stability is needed. We agreed on the fact that, actually, never mind. It's all right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning.